I just had to share this quick rant with everyone, mortgage related. Had two people today call me and request a quote just on interest rate. And I have a spiel that I give to every single person that calls me to ask about interest rate. And I'm just going to share that with you now because I think it's important that everybody get to hear this, especially if you're looking to buy a home. So here goes. On any given day, the 30-year Treasury bond begins to trade on the open market. And our interest rates in the mortgage business are directly related to that 30-year Treasury bond rate. So the rate that you get quoted today won't be the rate tomorrow or the following day until you actually lock and guarantee that interest rate. Now, on any given day, when that interest rate gets broadcast to the mortgage industry, there is this thing called a no-cost rate. This is the rate that costs you nothing extra. So the only thing you're going to pay when you choose this no-cost rate is the lender's fee, whatever that lender-specific fee is. But you can sweeten the pot with the market, as with anything else, by saying, hey, we're going to give you a little bit of money up front. And in exchange for that extra money up front, we'd like to get a lower interest rate, right? And so what you'll find is, hopefully, when you call multiple mortgage lenders, interest rates should be like gas prices, right? You drive down the street, they're all going to be within about a penny of each other. When you call 2, 3, 4 mortgage lenders, they should all be within about 1/8% of each other. Now, that one guy that you call who's a half a point lower than everybody else, he's not the one that you dive headfirst into and are like, whoa, you got the best rate. You're the guy I'm going to use, right? When you hear me reference that person and how it relates to gas prices, you'll understand that that guy that's quoting you that interest rate that's a half a point lower than everybody else, it should throw up a red flag, right? What he's doing and what many lenders, unfortunately, in today's world are doing is capitalizing on the ignorance of the consumer. All the consumer knows to ask about is rate, period. If you don't ask immediately after asking about rate what the fees are, you're never going to know that that guy who's half a point lower than everybody else on the interest rate is charging you potentially thousands of dollars to get you that rate. So 2 different people today I spoke to, both of them very respectful, asked for my fees, asked for payment quotes, asked for comparisons between loan programs. And when I sent that detailed information to them, they got back to me and apologized that they got a better interest rate from another lender. And I understand how this business works, so I came back to them and said very politely that there's an unfortunate practice in our industry where people capitalize on the ignorance of the consumer and quote an interest rate without disclosing fees, and ask them to please send me over the estimate that they're being provided or to ask that question about what their fees are. In both instances, the fees were upwards of $3,000 to $4,000 more expensive than what's customary because they were buying down the interest rate. They weren't telling the consumer that they were paying and charging a whole bunch of fees extra to them, or that they were paying an extra $2,000 or $3,000 in fees. All that person knew was, I'm getting a lower rate. If nothing else from this message today, please understand that whenever you ask about rate, always follow that question up asking about fees.